Hello. We are going to be streaming Final Girl. I am streaming this for the first time. I've not streamed this before. I played a lot of Final Girl over the past few years since it came out. I own everything. Cue the everything gif. Great, man. I'm more than happy to have you hang out. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing not a tutorial, but just a quick walkthrough of a couple things here. Give a very quick pass at Final Girl rules in general, just kind of the overall idea, and then I'm actually trying a variant that one of the designers, I believe the head designer, came up with here. He posted this today, actually, where so there is a variant called tier dice, where you use them instead of the main horror dice, and that's down here in the corner. You earn tiers as you fail, and you can use those tiers to get bonuses and stuff. But he suggested throwing them all in a bag, all 6 horror dice, all 6 tier dice, and pulling them out as you need to, and then you consume them. You don't eat them, but you don't put them back in until you've used all the dice. So this makes it a very interesting idea of knowing what's left in the bag. And the other stipulation, as you see on his post there, is that you still get the tiers even if you succeed. So if you see a tier icon, which is I'll show them real quick. Click this away. The tier dice have the same icons as the horror dice, except the 1 and 2 have a tier icon. The idea being that if those show up, you will get a tier on your tier board, and then you can spend them for different bonuses. There are 2 sides to this card. I'm using side A, but the idea would be that when you need to do a horror roll, you pull out, in this case, 2 dice, and so that's the default. Roll them, and then set them aside, and keep going. So, but a quick run through of what Final Girl is, because this is going to be a VOD on my channel as well, just in case anyone hasn't played it before. So Final Girl is a solo game. It's been around for a few years. There's 3 different seasons of it. It's stylized after 80s VHS horror is the best way to put it. And one of the big appeals of Final Girl is that there is every box. I'll just grab one here. Every box here has a 2 sides to it, or 2 elements to it. It has the location and the killer. And you can mix and match these, which is a huge part of the fun, right? Like this one is, and they're all kind of, some of them are original, some of them are takes off of popular horror. Like this is a takeoff of Alien, which is kind of obvious if you look at, this is obviously Ripley, and you're on a spaceship and you're fighting an evil non-alien, it's called an evomorph here. But these are all interchangeable. So at this point, there's like 20 killers, 20 locations, and I think even more Final Girls, and that's who you're playing as. So the whole kind of the appeal is that you can obviously play that one box, but you can mix and match. So what we're doing tonight is we're mixing for this horror tier variant. We're doing Dr. Fright, which is a season 1 killer, with Jenette, who is a season 2 Final Girl, in the Marrek Warehouse, which is a season 3 location. So we're really taking advantage of the modularity here. So yeah, just to get back to kind of the quick introduction of Final Girl, you are playing the titular Final Girl. You are playing the in horror genre, the Final Girl is the last one killed, usually. You are playing her, and you're trying to kill the killer, or otherwise defeat him. But you're also going to be saving victims the whole time. This board is going to be populated with victims. You're trying to get them out and there are bonuses for that. And then once you feel like you've done enough to get past or to have enough strength or a good position, you can start to work on killing the killer, and then you win. Usually the state of the game is a win if you kill the killer. That's how you win. But you might want to also try and save victims before then, because there are bonuses. For example, every unique final girl will have their own bonuses for saving victims. You put them on the card once you've saved them. Once you've saved enough, in this case, Jenette has 4. You flip, and then she'll have a special ability, and they all have a unique special ability. And you do that by playing cards. You'll start with a handful of cards. Time is the main resource in this game. Every turn, you'll start with six time. And things that you'll do, failures you'll encounter, attempts that you'll make, all of these might cost time. And then at the end of the round, you'll be buying your cards back, or cards that you want to use with time. The cards that you start with are 0 time, so they're always free to buy back, but you don't get them back the turn you use them. And this will all make sense when we kind of start playing, but I'm just kind of giving a very quick run through here. And yeah, so there's time, there's horror. This is this track here. This is the general tension of the killer making things stressful for you and for the victims. The impact on the game is when you're in this white horror range, 2 to 6. Everything's fine. You use 2 dice. If you make it to the green part, you use 3 dice, and that's very good. But if you make it to the red part, things are incredibly bad. You're incredibly stressed. You're only using 1 die because you're just so freaked out that you're not able to get your stuff together. The other track, and these are base game rules. Every game will have their own spice from the killer, from the location. But this is base game stuff. This is in every scenario will have these mechanics, more or less. The other track is the bloodlust track. As the killer kills things, or victims, this will start to go up, and bad things will happen. He will have his own, and I'm going to do a quick setup. This is why I left things kind of in a disarray here, because I'm going to show you how setup works for these games. But yeah, as bloodlust goes up, not only does he get stronger, because he has stats. He has an attack stat, which is the knife, and a move stat, which is the boot. And as he kills more and as more victims die, he becomes stronger and he can move faster and things are bad. And he has his own mechanic, which we'll get into after setup. Like I said, every killer, every location has their own mechanics. Usually, they vary widely from kind of just a basic environment with just some things to interact with, or very complex, like the landscape will shift around you. And I'll dig into each of these once I show setup. So let's go through setup. But yeah, according to our variant, we've got all of our dice, all 6 horror, all 6 tier dice in our bag here. We're going to be referencing that as we need to. I also chose Jenette because every final girl has a unique item that you get if you win a scenario with them, and Jenette is among the many that I have not won a scenario with before. So if I win here, I get to get her item, which if I use her in the future, I can put in the deck and hopefully fight it. So that's also it's a fun progression. Like, obviously, you don't, like, you could just open it if you want to, but for me it's fun. I like to make it part of the meta progression of the game for myself, is I don't open these until I actually win with that final girl. So this is what's on the stakes for tonight. So so these here, Jenette has 7 hearts, or 7 health. But you see here that, and Dr. Fright has 9. But you see here I've only put 8 for Dr. Fright and 6 for Jenette. That's because there is this final health token that both of them are going to get. And there is so the reason this game works as well as it does is that there's all these little inflections of tension and chance and risk and reward. So these final health tokens are at the bottom of these, and I forget what the spread is. Some of these, and I won't show them because I don't know what these are anymore. Some of them will have no health underneath them. Some will have 1, 2, or 3 hearts. So the idea would be, and I'll just pick these two. So he gets that one, he gets this one. I'm not going to look at these because that will tell me what's not there. But if I lose, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if I lose all my health, all these hearts, and I'm down to 1 health, well, first of all, I get an extra horror die. That's what the horror die here shows. So if I was on 2, I'd roll 3, and so on. Same thing for him. If I got him down to 1 health, I would get an extra horror die. So if you're down to 1 health and he's down to 1 health, you're rolling 4 horror dice by default because the tension is so high. But once you take that last point of damage, you flip this token, and if there's any health there, you sort of get that last breath, that last fight. But the same thing can happen for the killer. So you deal that final blow. You think he's dead. Everyone holds their breath, and we turn the token, and we see, oh, he has 3 more health. And once you do that, it's a one-time thing. They will turn to the white ones, which are just the last health. You still get that bonus horror die. But that reveal is a one-time thing, so it's also exciting because you think you got him, but you didn't. All right, so we've done that. We're going to pick or select his. So each killer will have a dark power and a finale card. Dark power gets flipped up when we hit that point in the bloodlust track. If it happens, it happens. It usually happens. And his finale will happen at the very end. Once we've gone through the terror deck, and we'll get to that, we flip that, and these are always bad for us. These are always things that make things more complicated. There is a hard version of these. There are 4 typically, 3 normal and 1 elite, I think it's called, or something, or nightmare or something. We're not going to be using any of those tonight. We're going to try and keep things fairly calm, but give us a chance to have a shot here. So I'm just picking these randomly. There we go. So he has his finale card, and he has his dark power card. So we need to assemble the terror deck. Now the terror deck is what's going to every turn after. So we're going to act, then he's going to act, and then terror will happen. And you guys can see down here at the bottom, I'm using the playmats that came with the Season 2 and Season 3 Ultimate boxes. These were Season 2. This side one is Season 3. Just because it helps kind of show people who haven't played too much where everything goes and what all the slots are, and that's helpful. And it has this helpful turn guide here at the bottom. So I go, he goes, and then terror happens here after he does his stuff. And this is also what's nice. These are a mix of cards that are specific to him, to the killer, and a mix of cards that are specific to the location. So, and we only end up drawing 10 of these, and the amount for each varies, obviously. So, things will happen that are specific to where we are, and things will happen that are specific to what he does. So that really makes it interesting because it's the intersection of these two mechanics of the location and the killer, and it's a massive. It is very impressive from a game design perspective, as Fate Runner Games puts these out, that they're able to maintain balance for 20 locations, 20 killers, that they all play well together. I can't imagine that that's an easy thing to do. And as more locations come out, as more killers come out, they still have to make sure that these play well together. There's a few instances where they will do specific carve-outs for older locations or older killers. Well, they'll say, hey, if you're using this, but that's very rare. And usually for the more complicated special stuff. So we mix the 2 terror cards and we draw 10, or we deal 10. So we only see 10 of this combo, 6, 7, 8, 9, of this combo of these 2. We obviously don't look at these because we don't know what we're getting. So the majority of the cards are here. So we're seeing a small sliver of this intersection, which again, excuse me, makes it highly hard to, it makes it highly variable, very hard to predict what's going to happen, even if you know what's in those two decks. So we've done that. Every location has their own item pool, and if you see on the location here at Marrek House, the locations that are in orange, these are where you can go to search for items, and you do that with the search action. And these are all specific to the location. So it's a nice way for the designers to add flavor to this encounter by having things that would only be in a warehouse. Now they have fun with it. You know, there's one thing to keep in mind with Final Girl. It doesn't take itself super seriously. It's like medium, like 6 out of 10 serious, right? Where, you know, people are dying. It's, you know, it's a... Things are tense, but there might be like a goofy item here or there, or something that's, you know, a little whimsical, and that's kind of why I enjoy it. It's not super gritty, it's not hardcore. It's having fun, and that's what's important. So, so we deal 12 of these, make 3 piles of 4, and then we toss the rest just like we do with tarot cards, and then you flip the top card up. Now, this is something that I like to do just from a pure flavor perspective. I like to, so you do flip the top one up, and like normally you would put them all in there, and you would flip the top up as they come up. I like to look at these and see where they would make sense, just flavor wise. Just it's a fun bit of flavor that I add. So we have a knife, a power drill, and a list of things in the which is like a supply manifest. So I think a list of things would go in the manager's office. That makes a lot of sense. Receiving area and supply cage. I think power drill makes sense in the supply cage. And then a knife on the receiving area. Maybe one of the dock workers dropped his knife there. So the items can be weapons. That's what you'll see. That's what most items are weapons that will boost your damage as you're trying to hurt the killer. But there will be other things that will give you bonuses, or little... there'll be vehicles that will come up. There is a forklift somewhere in this warehouse that there's actually a mini for if you have the ultimate box. There's a token by default, but they add minis for almost all their content in their higher end boxes, which, I mean, if you're going to do this, you might as well. Excuse me. So we have our items placed. We have our setup. So again, this is all location specific. You'll see this icon here. This is the Marrek Warehouse icon. So that's why you'll see these tagged everywhere. So this will dictate where everyone starts, including the victims. So we shove that up. We get rid of those. And then we have our events. Events are just what they sound like. They are, again, location specific. A bunch of interesting things that can happen. Adds new victims, changes the type of victim. It's not here, but for example, there's in one of the newer places, there's a card that will turn a victim into the pizza guy. He happens to be the pizza guy. You actually swap out his figure for a different color, so you know it's him. He'll have his own rules. If the pizza guy lives, if he dies, things can happen. So the event deck is also highly variable. Can add some spice, and we actually will draw one when we start. I think we're at that point now. Yes, so we will do setup, and we see here. So it gives you a map of the warehouse, and once we do this, then I'll go into how these two work mechanically. This is called Daily Huddle. And this shows us where we start. So we're going to be starting here, just above the receiving area. The killer, again, it doesn't know who the killer is. It just says the killer, in this case, Dr. Fright. We're starting right here, so we're facing off. And then we have victims. So victims are, just as they sound, in every horror movie, these are the fodder, right? These are the people that are destined to die or be saved, hopefully. And it's my job to save as many of these as possible. And the killer will generally try to do what he does and kill them to gain more bloodlust and gain more power. So there's this sort of initial tug of war that that we're going to be. So one thing that this game also really excels at, it's this emergent sort of narrative. I'm not going to do it too much tonight, but like they do a good job of, it makes it very easy for you to tell a story here, right? Like even now, we're in the warehouse. These are the workers. It's the daily huddle. Like they're all doing a meeting. There's two people in the supply cage, and as you'll see the events unfold and the terror too. Like you can sort of create a very interesting story as you're going along. It definitely starts to feel like a horror movie, like a VHS 80s horror movie, where things aren't super grim, but they are. Things are getting bad. Like people are panicking. And actually, panic is a mechanic, which is a fun rhyme. But where if someone gets killed near the victims, they'll all flee in different directions and run around. So let's see what so let's get into what these two things do first. So Dr. Fright, his main mechanic is that, so he is styled after Mr. Krueger. But they've actually given him a fun twist. So, I start off awake, and this is specifically to this killer. This is why I have this status card. I'll be awake. Something will definitely make me go to sleep, or I can choose to go to sleep if I want to fight him. So, I can't hurt him, and he can't hurt me while I'm awake because he hurts me in my dreams. He wants to kill me in my dreams. That's where he wants me to be. And then for Dr. Fright, my dreams are called the boiler room. Like the nightmare hellscape that he wants to drag me to is called the boiler room. And I have these 4 boiler room cards here, and I'll get into I'll leave these to how they work till it happens, but. There's a unique mechanic that I have to use to get back awake and fight him off in the boiler room, and that's while he's trying to attack me. But for now, I'm awake. Everything's fine. And yeah, just to kind of show every killer and location has their own little rules book. They do a good job of making them very straightforward. This is all examples of how it works. So it's very easy and. Yes, I'm awake. Everything's fine. Exactly. Like, there's no way that he's going to make me fall asleep. I'm going to just bounce around saving victims. Not a problem. Everything's fine. So yeah, he's trying to get me to sleep so he can hurt me while he's killing victims. This keeps slipping here. That's okay. Marrek Warehouse. Marrek Warehouse is pretty straightforward, and that's why I chose it. I chose it. There are some more complicated ones. The only the two main mechanics are, and I'll go through the. Yes, there is a forklift token. I'm just going to use the forklift itself. We'll know the forklift is in the middle. I don't know where the token went. We'll just sort of gently put it there. So we put the forklift there. So all of the ways out. So you see on the location, these green areas. These are how you save the victims. You have to bring them to these exits. But in the warehouse, these start out locked. The doors are locked in the warehouse. So you have these little lock tokens that you put there. Right. Yes. Okay. It's good that I checked. So there are actually unique tarot cards for this scenario, for the location, that I need to set aside first. So that's while you read the rules. Right. So set this aside before setting them up. After it's set aside the top 2 cards and shuffle. Okay. So I see. Okay, so we have to go back to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll just grab this one. Take shove this up. So this is basically seeding these click cards into the terror deck. Okay, so we set these aside. Set these aside. Take these 3, shift them up, and then we'll put those 2 back on top. So it just makes sure that we don't see those events for the first 2 turns. Okay. All right. And this also comes. Oh yeah. So the other mechanic is with the warehouse is there are these red spaces which are shelves. So these are. This is why I like this location. These are emulating tall shelves in a warehouse, right? These are tall, looming surfaces that you can't jump onto normally. But we have these new actions that are just for this location, called leap and climb, and these make it easier to get onto these shelves. Let's see what they actually call them here. Sorry, they're called rack spaces. So now normally we can move to and from these, but there might be effects that will make it hard for us to do that, or make it more challenging for us to do that. Right. So, So enemies and victims can go between racks and normal spaces just fine. I cannot. I'm the only one that will have to use leap and climb to get around. And you can imagine the lore of the victims slowly climbing up the ladders to the top of the racks, and the killer obviously is supernatural, and he can leap around, but I don't have the time to climb up. But if I have leap, for example, which lets me jump basically from one rack to another, or climb, which is how I get up to a rack, even that it adds some flavor to what's happening here at the location. Hello, we have been rated by DM North TV. Hello, thank you. I very much appreciate it. I didn't expect a raid, but I will happily chat with whomever wants to hang out and play and watch me play Final Girl. Hi, welcome. What kind of content do you do, DM North TV, or what were you streaming before? We're just getting started here. Actually, I'm just doing a quick kind of run through of the game before and explaining the mechanics of the killer and the location. So we're just getting started. Also, my first time streaming Final Girl, so I'll see how this goes. Oh, awesome! I am happy there's other more and more board game streamers, the better. I really wish Twitch, and obviously it's difficult to do, but I really wish they would add a game category for board games, so you could say I'm board games and I'm playing Final Girl, or board games Flashpoint Fire Rescue. So, but that's obviously a lot of work. But at least there is a category just for generic board games. So, but awesome, welcome. Happy to have more board game enthusiasts here. So. We have to use leap and climb to move from a normal space to a rack space in the warehouse. And that's the main mechanic, aside from the doors being locked. When an exit is locked, no victims may be saved at the exit. You can move there, but we have to find a way to unlock the doors before they can exit. So that's what these icons are here for. And normally, in other locations, that's not the case. They're usually you're not impeded, so we have to work around that. So I think we're ready to get started. So our starting event, again, this is specific to this location. Help on the racks. Panic all victims in spaces adjacent to rack spaces, but only move them if they panic into a rack space. Repeat this process until at least 2 victims have moved into a rack space, or until there are no victims in spaces adjacent to rack spaces. So panicking, great. Panic is a mechanic that the game will use to have the victims, and it's only victims who can panic usually. scurry around the map and make things more complicated. Like usually when you're trying to escort them all to the exit in a nice orderly fashion, grab your buddy, hold someone's hand, let's go. They'll freak out and start running around. So in this instance, they are freaking out as the game starts. So we need all victims in spaces adjacent to rack spaces, which is, so not these two. Everybody in the pit is adjacent. And yeah, so on the map, pretty straightforward. If they have the little line between them, they are connected, and they can move from there to there, as can I and the killer. In this instance, I can't go up to the racks unless I have climb, but the victims can. These numbers are when they panic, which we're about to see. And actually, I'll grab the dice here. For each victim, you roll dice, and that number is where they go. Let's just. So we have to do this, but only move them if they panic. Okay, so you ignore the roll if they don't go into a rack space, and you repeat this until at least 2 have moved, or until there are no more victims. Okay. Okay, so we'll start here. Basically, so he'll only go into a rack if we roll a 4. And I need to get used to rolling into the thing. No, so or a 4 or 5 because he would have gotten out. But 6 means he does not panic. This guy here, 5, he will go there. So we have 1 so far. I have dice handy just for these kind of purposes. Until 2 have moved, or until there are no more. Okay, so 1 has moved so far. We have 6 people here, so we're going to just grab 6 dice. For anyone who was part of the raid, we're playing a new variant that one of the game designers proposed recently. I'll just throw this up real quick. Where we are mixing in the tier dice and the horror dice, and keeping the tier icons when they come up, and using those tiers as for their effects. But when you pull out of the bag, you don't use those dice again until you've used all the dice. So it's an interesting mix of like, will I get horror dice? Will I get tier dice? I know how much is left. It's a very cool idea, and I want to see how it plays out. So, all right, so we have 6 people in the middle who are adjacent to the racks. All right, so person with 6 will move. Oh no, sorry, that's there. Let's get this forklift out of the way for now. Looks like no one with a 6. Okay. Looks like 4s and 2s. No, sorry. Awkward. Oh no, 6 will go up. So no. 2, 3, 4 are the ones that will move. Oh, panic uses 2 dice. Oh my god. Okay, yes. Okay, so let's do this again. Because it's the pit. All right, so let's do this. Let's do it in 2s. So we have a 3 and an 8. 8 will go. They're all gonna go. We have a 6 and a 3. 6 will go. 3 will go. Yeah, they're just scattering. Oh, yes. Sorry. Good call. A 5 and a 9. I guess they all, not all these go, but most of them go. A 5 and a 9. 9 is staying. Okay. Yes. At least 2 have moved. So we'll stop panicking. This has been resolved. Let's put that there. And that's just as the game has started. So now it has bowling balled the entire stack of victims. But it also was a good way to show everybody how panicking works. And yeah, there is a specific rule on the board for the pit where it says panic uses 2 dice. So that's why I had to kind of redo things because I wasn't following that. That's actually pretty abnormal that it'll adjust panicking. All right, so we are ready to start the game proper. We are at 6 time. Dr. Fright starts with 4 horror. Our bloodlust track is at 1. We start the game with 6 cards, and I won't explain every single one, but every card will have a cost. This is how much it costs, how much time it costs to buy it during the planning phase. And basically, it's I can reduce horror. I can walk around. That's one of the 2 main things that I'm going to be doing are walking around or moving around and attacking. When you move around, you can collect victims up to 2 by default who will follow you. So the idea was that I need to move around, grab victims, bring them to an exit. Well, first I need to figure out how to unlock these doors. So what I'm going to do is start moving victims to the exits, and then once I have a way of unlocking them, I can then go there and open the door for them and see them out. So moving around, doing damage to the killer, healing myself, trying to reduce the horror track because I'm incentivized to do that to get it into the green because then I'm going to be rolling 3 dice, which is obviously really nice. And then once we actually start rolling dice, we'll see how those work. So let's actually take in the board here. I'm awake, so he can't hurt me. I want to start moving victims to the exits. I can't. I don't have leap or climb yet, so I can't get up to the rack spaces. There's one person left in the pit. Maybe I can escort them out. So what I like to usually start with is a focus roll. This is to try and reduce horror and start nudging myself toward the green if I can. So we're using the new variant, which means that we're going to pull out 2 dice at random. And we'll start collecting tiers, hopefully. All right, so we got 1 and 1. So I need every card, every action card will have successes, effects for a number of successes. 2, 1, and no successes. Each star is a success. If there's the discard icon, you can discard 2 cards to make that into a success. If there's not, there's not. So here I'm hoping for at least 1 star. Okay, so I have a star and a tier. With the variant, I do get that tier. And I can use that currently to increase time or do other stuff, but for now, I'm just going to collect them. I got 1 success on this. That means we go down 1 horror. We'll go down to 3 horror. But I lose 1 time, which most actions will lose you time. If you run out of time completely, this with the red X, you're done. Your turn is over. But for now, I'm good. So that's been played. I like to tap these to show that I've played it. Let's start walking here. So you don't have to decide where you're going until you complete the roll, the action. So let's see if we can't start walking. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's see if we can't start walking. So with the new variant, these are set aside, and then I'll grab 2 more. I'm actually gonna put them here so I can just have people see the different phases if they're not familiar. All right, so I want goodbye. At least 1 success, 2 is ideal, but walking is a very inefficient way of getting around. Obviously, sprint is ideal, but we don't have that yet. So we're just going to try and get some walking done. All right, so I have 1 success and a discard result, which means if I want to, I can pitch 2 cards to get an extra space. And to me right now, that's worth it because my other 2 cards, not my other 2 cards, but I have weak attack and short rest. I don't need to attack or rest, so I will discard those 2 to move up to 2 spaces. That is the 2 result effect for walk. So I can to move 2 spaces. I can't go up to the racks because that's not allowed in the warehouse right without climb. So I think I'm going to, and Dr. Fright can't currently attack me. I'm assuming I'm safe forever. I don't actually assume that, but so I will move 1 into the pit, and then I will move 2 to the right, and I will have this victim follow me. So I have 2 victims with me right now. And you can have up to 2 victims follow you around. So the idea is that you can start to herd these cats toward the exit. Hope that they're not panicked or other bad things happen to them, that you can get them there and they can escape. And then I can put them on my card and get bonuses and prevent bloodlust. It's the main thing you want to do, especially right now because Dr. Fright is sort of offline right now. I can't interact with him, nor can he interact with me. So that's that action, and that did cost me a time as well. So I'm down to 4 time. So now I have, it's the core loop of this game is, do I keep pushing cards? Do I save cards? I'm going to try and walk again. Just because I feel like this is the time to push things. It's also, interesting because your cards that you hold can carry on to the next round, obviously, if you don't use them. So it's like, do I want to save this card to discard to a dice, or do I want to play that later? So we're going to walk again. Try and move these victims out of here. We have another tier dice and a horror dice. Wow, 2 successes. This game is easy, he said. About to die. So we're going to move here. I'll bring these 2 with me. And now I'll move again, and I can only bring 2 with me. So at least we're making progress. One of the exits is right here. Once I have a way to open it, I can leave my friends there. My last card is Focus. My dice pool. I know that I have 2 tiers. This is where the variant kicks in. I know the last 2 dice. Actually, no, there are 6 each. I don't know if there are, but I have more tiers than not in the bag. Sure, we're at 4. I could actually get one more time with a tier. Let's keep pushing. Let's try and focus to try and reduce the horror. Best case scenario is we get 2 time and lose a horror. 2 tiers. Hoping for 2 stars. 2 tiers. Okay, so this fails, but I do get 2 tiers, which I can use. And these are at any time. So I could spend 2 right now to re-roll a die if I wanted. The penalty for 1 success, or no successes, sorry, is you lose 2 time. Which, yeah, I'll spend 2 of those to re-roll a die, because I want to get more time with the last one. So let's re-roll this one. All I want is a star. There's a, 33% chance of getting a star, because it's, 2 of the 6 sides. Okay, so got another tier. We resolve. I could spend 2 and reroll again, which actually makes this a very interesting variant. But I'm not. I'm going to take the penalty of no successes going down to 2 time. I'm going to spend 1 tier to get a time back, bringing me up to 3. Because what I'm going to do, my next turn is going to be pretty short now. I'm going to. Okay, so so that's the end of my action phase. I played all my action cards. These cards, we now go into planning, which lets me spend the time I have left on buying new cards. You cannot buy cards you played the previous turn. I usually like to keep them tapped to show that they're not available. I'm going to buy a sprint and a close call with my 3 time. So once I've done that, I've spent this. These go back. These are all 0 cost, so these will go back to the tableau. We reset our time to 6, and we proceed to the killer phase. So all that fun we had is now going away because it's his turn to do things. So killer phase. How this works is every killer will have this K icon on their board, which will show what they do on their turn. And this is before tarot cards. This is just the killer does his thing. In this instance, the killer will target the closest victim or me and attack them. But there's not movement here. So this says if there is someone in his space, he will attack them. Victims have 1 health by default. If they're attacked, they're dead. He's currently doing 1 damage and he moves for 1. this is, most killers will have some element, some equivalent of kill anyone in your space. So this icon that shows both me and the victim, that implies what this action is targeting. There are actions that will just target me as the final girl. There are actions that will target victims. In this instance, it's whoever is closest to him, which would be in his spot. So no one is in his spot. He's alone. That does nothing. Then we draw a terror card. Oops. I'm so sleepy. No, I mean I'm pretty peppy. If you are awake, roll a die. If the result is less than the current horror level, you fall asleep. If you are asleep, resolve a boiler room card, and if you take damage, gain horror. So how terror cards work is they will have multiple effects that will be separated by these arrows, which are just like do this and then do this and then do this. These are each distinct effects that you have to resolve. So we start with this. I am awake. These get so for the variant, I'll just I guess the idea would be curious what AJ would think if it's worth taking dice out of the bag for these incidental rolls. I'll read it as written that every roll takes a die, so we will do that. That does kind of keep the dice going. If the result is less than the current horror level, so if I roll a 2 or a 1, because the current horror level is 3, I fall asleep. And that's terrible for me, because then he can start stabbing me with his pitchfork. That is not ideal. So 3+, please. Yikes. Okay. Well, we get a tier for our trouble. Apparently, I was running through the warehouse. I was getting my victims behind me, going to the exit, and I got winded, and I decided to just fall asleep with the guy who kills you in your sleep. So I fall asleep. So this means that let's explain how being asleep works with Dr. Fright. This is the current state that I'm in. I'm currently awake, or now I'm currently asleep. So you take this, put it at the bottom of the deck, and you flip this. I saw what was in there. How the boiler room works is, let's try this again, just so I don't cheat. You slide the bottom card up, down, left, or right. And each card in the boiler room has 4 quadrants, or 4 quadrants on there. And Dr. Fright is in one of those. And you want to not have him be there, because if he's visible when you slide it out, he will attack you. Completely separate from what's happening here. I need to look up when that happens, though. Because it's been a while since I played Dr. Fright. Because he is a Season 1 character. Alright, so I am now asleep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. I have to resolve at least one boiler room card during my action phase. Right, okay, yes. So this doesn't do anything now, but during my action phase, I have to do one slide, and I can keep pressing my luck, but each time that he shows up, he will stab me. Right now for 1, but that will get worse. Okay. And I can defend them. So attacking usually is just, he will do damage, I will lose health. There are these blue cards, which are reaction cards. I don't have any in my hand right now, that let you prevent damage or prevent damage and fight back. But I don't have any of those, so if I... right, so... all right, so we resolved the first part of I'm So Sleepy. He will then be targeting a victim and moving there. So he has some options. The rules have some tie breaks. Usually it's the most victims, and then after that, it's what's worst for you. This is for anyone who's played Arkham Horror, the card game, or any Arkham Horror in general, the Grim rule is kind of the same here. Like, what's the worst for you? Do that. But in this case, he has 2 victims. He will move there. All he's doing is moving, which is not great because we know that he will slice his first victim on his turn. But all right, so that's the end of the killer phase. We're in the panic phase. This doesn't happen too much, but if a victim was killed this turn, which they weren't, panic everybody in the killer's space. So if he killed someone here before and then moved here, they would freak out and panic, and we would roll dice for it. but that's not happening. Just looking at what I can do with my tiers right now. I really like this already feels cool. Like this incidental tier gain mixed with the horde die. All right. No panicking. No upkeep. Upkeep just lets me, if I have items, I can rearrange them. As you see here, there's these hand icons. Items may or may not have a hand icon. You can only hold 2 items with your hands because you only have 2 hands. So if you wanted to put stuff in your backpack and take them in your hand, this is when you do it. Other things might call out for the upkeep. And if we're out of terror cards, he gets extra angry with the finale, but that's not happening. Let's take a sip of water. Hydrate if you can. If anyone's watching, does anyone have any questions about anything that just happened? Let's take a moment. If anything wasn't super clear, anyone wants to know anything more about any of the mechanics, speak up. Let's see who's anyone. There's people hanging out. Okay. Favorite killer so far? That's a good question. I really like the organism, which is the thing inspiration, just because it's so variant. What version of that spooky thing you get each time. I like the Terminator one that came out. I forget the name of it. Where just like in the movies, you kill the old one. You can activate him to fight against the much fancier one that will show up to try and finish you off. They're honestly, most of them are good. Kind of what I want to do is if this works out in terms of streaming, I might just try and go back and revisit some of the older ones. But yeah, organism is I'd say right now the one that I would reassure. But for the most part, they're all good. They even have a last year they put out a Santa's Village box where you're fighting Krampus, and he's very interesting because he's dropping presents that might do good things or bad things as you're running around. And they actually just came out, just to talk this up, they just put out Buddyland, which is a inspired by Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. What's it? 13 Nights at Freddy's kind of thing. And those are also pretty fun because he can summon different animatronics to attack you, and that's also very varied. So anything that has variation, we like. Cool. So back to the action phase. It's me. I'm asleep, so I have to resolve at least one boiler room card during my action phase. I believe it can just be at any point. But you always must resolve at least one. All right. So I feel like we want to get that out of the way. So if I'm super good, I can actually. I don't have any attacks. I don't have any attack cards. So because I'm currently asleep, that means that I can hurt him. But I have no way of which to do that. So we're going to not do that. So let's resolve our one card. I'm actually going to keep this over here while we're in the boiler room because there's more room. So I have to choose. So how this works, just to reiterate, I have to choose to go up, down, left, or right. And that's how I slide the card out halfway. So I will show 2 quadrants of that card. And if Dr. Fright is in one of those quadrants, he'll hit me. But if I do that enough, I can kind of deduce where he might be, and this is why it's such a simple system, but it does evoke trying to evade him in your dreams because you can kind of see him, you can kind of guess where he is as you get further in. So yeah, let's move it down. So I will move this card down. Okay, so I have resolved 1 so far, and he is not there. Okay, so I have at least met that for the turn. Let's do some more running and see what we can do there. It's also important to look at where things are. So the list is in the manager's office, which is right here. And the list does what exactly again? So the list lets me roll a die. Reveal all the item cards in the deck, keeping their order the same, and then discard their card. Oh, I see. So this lets me inventory one deck, because they, aside from the first card, they all start face down. So I don't know what's in the office. I don't know what's in the other places except for the first card. So this lets me find that out, which is cool. Not super actionable for me right now. I'm at the current state of things, so I think I'm not going to chase that at the moment. This knife and this drill, though, I'm very interested in. Which is why I like to set these in the flavorful part before I know where I'm starting. That way I'm not like giving myself some kind of advantage. Oh, right, okay. I may discard the power drill to unlock the exit you are on. That sounds good. Okay, so maybe we drop the kids off at the main entrance. I can't save them yet, but and then work my way over there. Maybe that's the plan. Okay. I only have 2 cards. I have a sprint, which is walk, but you can go faster, but also has more consequences if you do things poorly. And then I have this close call, which lets you re-roll dice, 1 die or all of them for time, which is a good. It's good fodder for discarding to the dice effect, or just to have if you really want. I'm probably going to try and hang on to this, so this might just be a sprint, and then we move on. So yes, let us sprint. My tiers right now are time and rerolls. So, looking at the pool of dice, most horror is the current advantage, which is fine. All right, 2 horror, as we're saying. So, let's see some successes, please. Okay, well, so I could burn two tiers to reroll one of those. I don't have 2 cards to discard. The consequences for sprint failing, I can either move a space, lose a health, lose time, and then my turn is over. Which isn't the worst thing, because that's basically all I was going to do anyway. So I will elect to keep my tiers and do the first no successes result. So I'll move up to 1 space, so I'll trip my way over to the main entrance. It's like, I try to do this awesome sprint, and I stumble over a pipe in the warehouse and windmill arms around, and I manage to, not fall on my face, but things aren't great. I lose 1 health, and I lose 2 time, and that is resolved. So, and then this means that my turn is over. So the action phase is done, which is not great, but we weren't really going to do a whole lot anyway, so... maybe more boiler room cards. Oh, right. I am asleep. Victims will not follow you during movement and cannot be saved. Okay, so they are here. That's fine. That makes sense because I'm asleep. I'm now in the dream version of the warehouse. So they are still there. But I still want to make progress over there. I want to get the victims toward the exits, which is still kind of what happened. Okay, so that's the end of action phase. We're now in planning. I have 4 time to spend. I have all my 0 cost cards that I'm going to get. I believe the hand size is 10, as I recall. It's been a moment since I've hit that before, but I believe it is. Right, yep, 10 is max. That's what I thought. So I have 7 if I buy it, and I do want to buy all of my 0 costs. So I have 7. I 3 more cards to buy at 4 time. I want another sprint, so this is not available. I want another sprint. And I want to search, because I want to grab that power drill. And I'm going to save my tiers for a rainy day, which is on brand. So I'll be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I have planned. This gets reset. This is now available to purchase next time. And we go to killer. All right, so Dr. Fright will attempt to kill a victim in his spot. Oh, look. There are victims in his spot. He will kill one. Every time a victim dies, we increase the bloodlust track. And almost every bloodlust track will have an effect. In this instance, the horror will crank up 1. Then we draw a terror card. A terror, not tarot. All right, so mixed in with the cards that do things are cards that will buff him. This is a minor dark power. While asleep, you must resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase if able. The end of the killer phase. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So how these work is these are 2 things. It's a bad effect for me, and it adds health for him. He gets these additional hearts. And to remove this, you have to damage him, and he'll. This will keep happening if I don't damage him to take these off. Yep. Oh, okay, sorry, I misread. I must always resolve 1 and exactly 1 during the terror phase, not the action phase. So I did that I did that one of my own free will. I didn't have to do that one. It's at the end of the terror phase, or in the terror phase. So that's why this is what this was saying. Interesting that they call it terror phase. That I assume they meant killer phase. This is I think the first printing of this. Yeah, they mean the killer phase, which lines up with the card. Okay, so I during the killer phase I have to resolve a BR card or a boiler room card. So now I have to do 2. Great, which is where we are now. So we have to do 2 of these. Oh, he could be anywhere. Odds of him being at the bottom are higher, so I think we go. Let's go right. Okay, there he is. So he is there. He will attack us. He attacks us for 1. I lose a health. I have to resolve a second one now. If I go up, there's a decent chance. But I'm only going to show. Actually, so if I go up, it'll be here, and there's a good chance he'll be there because I know he's not there. If I go down is safe because I know he won't be there. So I think down is the safe one. It's interesting trying to hold these in. Okay, so we're going down. Oh nope. Okay, right. He has the other spot that he can be in, which he is. All right. So he also attacks me again. And I think during the action phase, there's 1 left. I can get out of it easily now. But okay. That's the killer phase. Panic phase. This victim watched his best friend, I assume, get slaughtered. So he will roll to panic. We're going to use our last die for that. So he will be jumping off this rack, not with any consequence, but... no! All right. We've used all of our dice. We put them all back in. I am curious, if there's for this variant, if there's a benefit to only doing horror rolls with to take dice out or not. It's interesting. All right, so they panicked. Upkeep. We go about our business. All right, so we are not feeling super great. We're at 4 health, 4 of 7. We're still asleep. All right, so let's resolve a boiler room card so we can be awake now. So we just go down, right? Because we know that both of these have already resolved. We know that the last one can't be. Yeah, so we've solved the boiler room. This goes away. I am now awake. Huh? Okay. Anyway. Still not a way to get the door. Let's go get that drill. Let's get that drill. All right, so we want to sprint. Okay. Let's sprint. Let's do it. Pull out 2 dice. Might try to heal as well. These little attacks that he's doing aren't great, which will add up as we go forward. So let's try and sprint. 1 tier, 1 horror. Yikes! We are not good at sprinting. I do get a tier though. I don't want to stumble and lose my turn. I'm going to... So I can spend 2 tiers to reroll a die or play close call to get the same effect. Let's play close call to get the same effect. I don't want to lose two time to roll both of them, but maybe I do actually. Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 time to roll both of them again. Hey, maybe I'll get more tiers. Okay, 1 success, 1 discard. So if I discard, I can move 3, which is actually very good. But what am I using that extra 1 for? Because I'm currently getting 2 spaces, and I want to go here. Okay, I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to just keep that 1 result. We've resolved sprint. Yeah, so I'm going to move 2. Hello. So we're in the supply cage. We're not going to ask what these 2 victims were doing in here all by themselves. While there was a meeting at the beginning here, there was, we were doing our daily stand-up, and these guys were in the supply cage. I assume talking about politics. All right, we're going to now play the search card, which is the only way, generally, that we can acquire items. Basically, the successes go from taking the top 2 and picking one, take the top one, taking the top one and horror happens, or nothing happens. So it's very likely that I'm going to get that power drill. It's just a matter of what happens or how bad I want it. 2 horror dice, 1 success, that's it. I'm perfectly happy with that. So take the top item card in your space, 1 time lost. Down to 3. Power drill is mine. So when you get items, you can either put them in your backpack or in your hand. Obviously, I want this power drill in my hand. So weapons will have a damage icon on them and a range icon number on them. This means that I can only use this power drill as a melee attack. That makes sense. I am in the same spot as someone. I can drill them with the drill. I can't shoot them with it. And it can also only modify action cards. You just can't do damage with the drill. You have to play, for example, I would play weak attack. Whatever damage I did, it would add 1 to it. And it also has the effect where I can discard it to unlock the exit space I am on. I know that somewhere in these... what is this? 10 cards now? I can count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, right? Because I had 3. There are unlocks, but I can't rely on those. So it's good to have that. All right, so we resolve search. Let's focus while we have cards to spend potentially. Let's try and nudge this horror track back. All right, 1 tier, 1 horror. Discard 2 for 1 result. I feel like we have to. I am going to discard a walk and a weak attack. So I get at least some result for this. So I will get 1 horror reduced. Time down to 2. Time is fleeting. I think I'm going to do a short rest. I need to get some health back. This can also, you can, I guess, pass out in a nap if you don't get any successes. But let's get some health back. I'll try to get some health back. All these little stabs from Dr. Fright have been annoying. 1 tier, no successes. Let's get the tier. Yeah, I want health. I'm going to spend 2 tiers to reroll a die. Let's reroll this one because maybe I can get more tiers if I fail. But I don't want to fail. Too bad. Spending tiers to keep or just take the health. I mean, we were pretty low anyway. All right, so we're going to... I'm going to spend 2 tiers for 2 time. Going up to 4. Taking the no result, so I get a health back. Terror goes up to 4. Sorry, Horror goes up to 4. I lose a time for 3. My turn is over. Fine. I have focus and walk left. Maybe next turn I'm going to grab a sprint and we can walk back to the exit. Maybe we can drill it if we don't have a way to unlock it yet. So that's my action phase. I'm at 3 time. Buying a sprint. If I get another one. Also want to save up my tears to maybe get a retaliate at some point. Like, because the next time that I fall asleep, I want to fight back and start doing damage to him to clear these hellish pursuits, or clear the hellish pursuit. So I'm going to save my time for now and just get a sprint and a close call and keep my hand. All right, so reset the tableau, and going to plan. Oh yeah, that's planning. So we reset and then killer. There's no one in his spot right now for him to stab. How sad for you. He will now resolve his terror card. This is a warehouse card. Click. Any effect causes this card to be discarded. Unlock the exit to describe, but do not play. The main entrance is now unlocked. Oh, it's the one near me. Look at that. Oh, as we expected. Of course it does. Draw the next terror card. Okay, right. Okay. Click. All right. The loading dock A is now unlocked. This is perfect. I busted into the supply cage and the manager was there. He's like, oh, sorry, yes, we can unlock these. I'm so sorry. I wasn't doing anything scandalous here. So loading dock A is now unlocked. We draw an event card. This will be interesting. And then we go to the next terror card. So we draw an event. Trucks are here. Place 1 new victim on each loading dock. Okay. Here and here. If either loading dock space is locked, which this one is, place the affected victims near the locked space out of play. The victims enter play when the space becomes unlocked. Okay. So I see. So he's waiting, and this will stay out until he enters. Okay. That's cool. And then we'll draw the next terror card. Yeah, so the events are in the location are usually where the biggest spice during the game comes up. It will change victims into special victims. It will add victims. It will panic them. Usually, these are good things for me, or at least gives me more options. There aren't very many bad events, usually. All right, so then we draw the next terror card as part of that. All right, the killer could be anywhere. 1 horror for each space between you and the killer, a max of 3, which is how far away he is. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that puts me in the red. Okay. Oh, sorry. Do not count your space or the killer's space. Okay, so 1, 2. All right, so we get 2 horror up to 6. Not great, and he's going to come after me because he's targeting me. He's going to move. He's currently moving 1, so he's not going to reach me, but he will move here. As you would expect, the rules say the killer will take the shortest route to you, which just makes sense. He's now sort of on my tail, but that's fine. Okay. Not a terrible terror phase, if I'm being honest. We have some doors unlocked. The one near us is unlocked. He's sort of near us, but he can't hurt me right now because I'm not asleep, so haha. And I've also haven't had to engage with the racks yet, which I think will change once he starts chasing me. But my goal right now is to get victims out. That is the terror phase, panic phase. Nobody died. Upkeep. Back to action phase. Let's take a breath. Take a drink. All right. How's the stream looking? It's still going great. All right, we have 3 dice left. Okay, action phase. We have 2 victims. The main entrance is open. We should be sprinting. They will come with us. We can rescue them. Everything will be great. Nothing will go wrong. Let's do that. Sprinting. We're still on 2 dice, but we're very close to 1. Thankfully not. Oh, 2 tier dice? Okay. 1 success, 1 double discard. 2 is fine. 2 will get me there. 3 is 2 successes. 1 success is 2 movements. I'm good with moving 2. So we'll just do that. Moving 2, taking our two friends with us. 1, 2. The second that you and your victims are on an exit, and there's no other rule saying you cannot save them, you rescue them. Each final girl has their own set of rewards for doing so. Once you fill the victims on your card, you flip her, and you get her ultimate ability. There's a variant where you can actually get a die once you do your ultimate instead of her ultimate. They've expanded almost every part of this game with extra modules and variants and stuff. It's awesome. But for now, we're just going to do the usual. So her options are lose a horror, move a space, take a search card, take any top item card. Oh, okay. I like that knife. So we're going to do the horror. So we'll reduce down to 5 horror, and we will take any top item card. So we will get that knife. It takes 1 hand. I have a drill in 1 hand and a knife in the other. I'm ready to go. That's awesome. And we lose 1 time for that, for the sprint. Okay. Sprint is resolved. I think we have to focus. We're so close to high horror. So our last 2. Last 2 dice. We got, we have to. All right. You know what? Yes, I'm going to discard 2 to get one success. I'm okay with that. So horror down to 4, lose 1 time. I'm out of cards, so I'm out of actions. So I go to planning. I have 4 time to spend. I'm going to get 4 of my 0 cost actions back. What are we trying to do here? So we have a knife, we have a drill. We're not asleep yet. I assume he's going to make things sleepy. So I've been pretty lucky where he hasn't been killing a lot of victims so far. So he hasn't been getting high up on his track so far. That will change. But for now, we're good. We need to rescue more victims while there's so many out. So we want to sprint. We want to move fast. So how do we get climb and leap? So discard walk to take this, or discard sprint to take this and climb. Okay. During the action phase. Oh, okay, right. You get these during the action phase. That's right. So we can't get them now. We are going to get sprint. We have 2 left to spend. Oh, so one thing that you can also do, at any point, you can discard a card to get time. So I could start pitching these if I wanted it to afford retaliate, for example. I want to keep moving though. Let's get a sprint and a guard. So if we do get poked during the that's smart. Well, you know what? Mayor's office. So this is this actually might be interesting to get more items just to see which is where. Maybe we make our way to the mayor's office. Let's do that. Let's get a search and a sprint. That'll be our 4 time. Because maybe we can go here, bring them up here, go to the office, get this list, see what is in these other areas, and maybe there's going to be even better things. We need to get the keys to the forklift. It might be around. Not every item is used. Some get pitched during setup. So, but I think that's the idea. Turn up the volume. Am I not? I can turn this up a bit. If I am not, if I'm not loud enough. There, we'll do that. The mic is pretty close to me, but I'll boost the gain here. Tell me if that's better. All right, so we want. Okay, right. That was planning. Bad stuff has to happen now. Reset time to 6. No one in his spot. We draw terror cards. But if this is a dream, then I can, if you are awake, immediately discard this card to resolve the next terror card. That's not great, because once this deck runs out, his finale gets revealed, and things get worse for us. So, not great for us. I think I saw the killer. So, increase horror by 1. And then he will move to a victim and attempt to kill them. His move is 1. He can do that. He does that. He will climb up on a rack and stab someone. And very sad for them. So they die. Horror track goes up to 2. He now attacks for 1, moves for 2. This is resolved, though. Still not as bad as it could be. There's no victims in his spot to panic. We go to upkeep. We go to me. Okay. So the plan was to bring these other guys here. Let's attempt... Okay, right. So these were... Go back to the tableau. All right. So let's... yeah, we're going to sprint. We need to... Oh, we're out of dice. So we do a reset. I'm a huge fan of this variant, I gotta say. It's cool that the tiers are not, because in the base rolls for tiers, they were only you only got them if you failed completely, but now they're just incidental if they show up, which is a nice resource to gain. The idea being that as you're losing, you're crying, and your tiers become a resource, which is cute. But it's actually, I like managing tiers along with everything else. So, all right, let's see how we sprint. Watch us sprint. 1-1. A tier and a success. Love to see it. So that means we're moving 2. And this is just enough to go 1-2. So we're gonna run here. Guys! Gotta get out now while it's unlocked. And move them back here. And then we save them. So we have take a search card on her, on Jenette, which we will do, and move 1 space. And then she is ready to ultimate. Let's resolve the movement first. We're going to start, yeah, we wanted to go to the manager's office and search for things, so let's do that. All right. I have saved enough victims to ultimate Jenette. She only has 4, which is pretty small. Turn her over, and she's a little more beat up. She's been taking some stabs, so that makes sense. Jenette, you are considered to have an additional hand for the purposes of holding and using item cards. Place 2 tracking markers on this card. When using an item with limited uses, you may use one of the markers instead. Cool. So I don't have anything that cares about that yet, but so there are limited use items. Like a flare that you use once, or a gun might have X number of bullets in it. She has extra uses for those items, which I don't have any currently now, but I could also hold three things. So I could hold a third weapon and not have to put it in my backpack. I think the idea being that she can like strap because she's not who are they basing her off of? It's not Ripley. I think they're basing her off of the Space Marine Ramirez. What was her name? Or someone, but I would guess it's like she's like duct taping these together. Vasquez, yeah. That's what it was. I think this is like her like being able to add things on weapons, like duct taping the flashlight or like the flamethrower to the gun, the pulse rifle and stuff. So I think that's kind of what the flavor here is, that she can hold more than one thing by combining them together, which is nice. Great, we have a fistful of cards, and actually we have lots to do. So we want to try and get to the manager's office and get that list. Because we're sort of incentivized to try and get items because we can use them better. So let's follow what our final girl is telling us here. So let's attempt to. So we've resolved sprint. Let's attempt to walk into the manager's office. Oh, you know what? That's got to be why then. It was played by Jenette Goldstein. That's got to be what they're doing here. That's awesome. I didn't realize that. They do an awesome job with Easter eggs and call-outs with Final Girl, so that's awesome to hear. Let's walk casually into the. These are used. Let's walk casually into the manager's office. Discarding 2 for a success. That's not my favorite thing, but we have. This is why we have the cards. Let's ditch a focus and let's ditch a weak attack and a short rest to do that. To get that one success. So we stumble into the manager's office, lose a time. And that sprint also, also cost me a time, so I should be at 4. Usually, every action will cost time. It's rare that it won't. All right, we have 2 search cards. We definitely will be using these. What's our tiers like? More time and rerolls currently. I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's pick up this list. What do you say? Discarding more cards. Man, that goes away fast. Sure. We had a goal. Let's complete the goal. Discarding 2 cards for a success. Take the top card out of your space. So, a list of things in the... I immediately roll a die. Oh, I see. This reveals that place's inventory. All right. So let's roll a die. I would love if I get to see what's in the manager's office, because that's where I am. Nope. Supply cage. Reveal all the item cards in the deck, keeping their order the same. Okay, so top card is two-way radio, odds and ends, and first aid kit. So it'll be in this order. All right, so two-way radio. Used to move a victim 1 space at the cost of time. May not be used the same. Also, you like radio. This is one that has a limited uses, which is the thing that I might be interested in. So you basically say, hey, idiot, go to the exit, please, which is nice. Odds and ends. You may place a booby trap token on your space during the action phase. If an enemy enters a space with a booby trap, discard it and they take 2 damage. Oh my. That's... Considering that I have extra uses for that, that seems great. Because then I could just run around and have him oopsie into my booby traps. First aid kit, every time you use an action card to recover health, you get an additional one, but you have to hold it. Okay, we have some options. However, we have to dig through that appropriately with search cards to get over there. Okay, well, we're out of cards. So I walked, I searched, and that's it. Okay, I am at 4. I've walked and I've searched. It's the only thing that I've done so far. Now I'm out of cards. Okay. All right, so that's the action phase. And this gets discarded. That's cool though. Like you read the manifest of where things are. Okay, we are definitely buying. So we have 4 time. Definitely going to buy sprint. We're going to buy our 2 action or 0 cost action cards. So what are we doing next time? We're going to be walking and sprinting. We want to get more victims saved. So we heal, by the way. Every Final Girl has, on their ultimate, a repeatable bonus for saving additional victims. In this case, she heals, which is actually nice. So we're sprinting for sure. That's 2. We have 2 left to spend. We could burn a tier to make it 3. Burn 2 tiers. You know what? Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to burn 2 tiers to get 2 time to be at 6. So I'll spend 2 on sprint, 4 on retaliate. I want to be ready for when he puts me to sleep because I know it's happening. It's going to happen. He's going to put me to sleep. End of planning. Let's repopulate the tableau. All right. Bad things happen. No one's in his space for his attack. How many cards are left? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're about halfway there. All right, terror card. We'll be safer up there. All victims adjacent to Rex panic. Oh my god, they're going to panic into him. And then he will attack who's ever closest. Oh, you idiots. You stupid victims. I mean, that's always the way, isn't it? Okay, so we have lots of victims who are adjacent to Rex. So this guy, I'm going to use this, I think the spirit of cycling through, what is the actual word? I mean, this is sort of how we want to do it, but Okay, so he actually says a horror roll, which this is not. So we can use the same die for these. Okay, I didn't do that before, but I'll start doing that now. All right, so this person will panic. He will panic up the rack to get murdered. Okay, that's great. This person will panic down here with his friend. This person will panic laterally. That's it. But I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, I know the killer's here somewhere. I'll climb up this cargo rack. Oh God, he's up here. Oh God, everything's terrible. Well, you know, maybe they deserve it. All right. Then we resolve that. Then he will move towards his closest victim or final girl. There's somebody or at his space. He will murder them. Bloodlust goes up. Horror goes up from here, and he is now stabbing for 2. Exactly. Surely the killer, the dream geist can't climb. There's no way. I'll go up here for safety. Oh God, he's up here, you guys. Okay. Well, that wasn't great. But that's as terror faces go, it's okay, I guess. No panicking because there's no one there. Going to upkeep. Back to me. Boy, am I happy that I have focus. All right, so let's try to focus. We're at 6 horror. I don't like being this close to the red. So let's yeah. 1 success. We will take it. 1 horror down. 1 time down. I will take that. Sprint. Where are we going? There's not a lot happening up here anymore. We know what's in the supply cage. I feel like we go there. I feel like we go there after we get more victims saved, because we can go there to try and get the odds and ends for booby traps. Like trying to run there to search for the radio to get them to move seems a little slow. I think trying to move them myself makes sense. I think I'm also going to discard a walk. Discard walk to take this, or discard sprint to take both of them. I see. So I can discard. Yeah, what's an interesting way of doing this? If I want to get there fast, I want to leap, because this will let me move directly to another rack space. So, like, you can jump. That seems very good. But I only have the 1 walk right now. But I think I'm still thinking if I'm going to resolve sprint or not. Well, I could climb. Costs 2 time if you fail it, though. And then jump. I mean, that's the dramatic thing to do. So let's discard sprint to gain both climb and leap. So the idea would be that I will walk forward, he said, hopeful that his character can walk 1. Walk 1, climb up, jump over, and be in a good spot to start dunking these victims. Yeah, I mean, walking forward 1 is easy, right? Anyone can do that. I didn't actually walk that yet. I did from right, because I moved 1 from her. So I am out there. Yeah, I can climb, right? How hard could it be to climb? Easy. All right, I focused. That was 1 time. Right. Okay, we're good. Let's climb. Let's climb up. It's easy. It's you just put your hands up on the thing and you grab and you. I like that the no successes means that you hurt yourself, but you get the card back. So you fall down on the ground. I assume twist your ankle, but you can try again. So it doesn't feel completely bad if you fail. 1 and 1. Let's climb a rack. Yikes! Discard 2 to succeed. Oh, I don't want to ditch my leap and my retaliate. I have no tears. I'm bad at this. Yeah, let's hurt ourselves and try again. thunk down to the ground. Let's try again. Pick yourself up. Dust yourself up. You know. Let's learn. Oh yes, I'm. Oops. I have one to roll, and then these will go back. I mean, climbing things, it can't be that hard, right? Oh, I see. You have to put one hand on the bar, and then you pull your... Okay, I see. That's very complicated. So we're rolling that. And this... Let's climb. Come on. All right. Oh, jeez. Well, we're getting a tier. I'm at 4 health. You would think this wouldn't be the thing I'd be bad at. It feels really bad to ditch or retaliate, but I feel like we need to get up there. So ditch or retaliate and a walk to get the success. And we lose 2 time. Gross. All right, but we are up on the rack. Down to 3 time. Now let's leap. How hard could this be? If I fail, I lose 2 health. As I fall to my... you must move 1 space, which is funny, because this means you fall off the rack if you fail. You go for a cool superhero leap, and you fall on your face, taking 2 damage. I love the flavor of this. I love the flavor of this. We spent those. Or we rolled those. Let's leap. This is what we're here to do. Thankfully, no victims were around to watch me fall on my ass, so that's great. Hopefully they won't be here to watch me plummet and hurt myself. I just need 1 success. It's 2 time, but that's fine. Let's go. Whew, okay. We're good. We got 1 success, lose 2 time, but we will cowboy jump over here. Just an awesome superhero leap over to the other racks, putting us in a good spot to move out. I'm pretty sure you don't need to climb to exit, right? It's just to get in one. I'm pretty sure you can just climb down without making me... Yes, it's just you can't go into it. Okay, yeah. Okay, but we're out of actions. We have 2 time left, or sorry, 1 time left. That was rough. Is that right? We were 5 for focus. We ditch 2 for climb. Leap is 2, so it should be 5. I think it's a 2, right? Hang on. Focus was 1, so that was 5. We ditch sprint to get climb and leap. We did climb twice, discarding 2 cards. Get there. That's 2. So 3, and then we leapt for 2. Yeah, we're at 1. Okay. Awkward. Let's get all of our 0 cost cards, and then let's spend a tier to make ourselves have 2 times so we can get a sprint. Planning over. 6 times. Okay. He will attack nobody because no one's around him. Terror card goes. Were they pushed? Is the question. He seeks out a victim or me, whoever's closer. He can't currently attack me, so he will go after a victim. His move is 2. The current victims are the ones on my space. Oh, God. Oh, geez, he's right there. He's... this terrible phantom right in front of me, just staring at me the whole time while he butchers somebody. So yes, he will butcher someone. Bloodlust goes up. All right, so bad things are happening. His dark power is revealed. This is one of the cards we set up at the beginning. The Fright Mare is inevitable. Dr. Fright may attack you even if you are awake. Cool. Cool and good and cool. The rest of the terror card needs to be resolved. All victims in rack spaces panic. If after panicking they are no longer in a rack space, they fall to their death and are killed. So everybody on top of the rack freaks out and might fall off. Oh my god, guys, why are you... Okay, well, surely they won't fall to their death. I have 3 victims at rack spaces. Let's roll 3 dice here. Actually, let's just do one by one so we can see who. So this one, is there a way he doesn't fall off? If he rolls a 1, he won't fall to his death. He rolled a 3. Okay, so he falls to his death. This is going to be bad. He dies. Bloodlust goes up. Every time a victim dies, regardless of how, bloodlust goes up. Doesn't have to be from the killer. It can be from their own stupidity, like we have here. These 2 people, 3 and a 4. Oh my god. Oh, they just plummet to the ground. Oh, you stupid. Oh. 1 dies. Horror goes up. Another 1 dies. Yes. I'm just like, this is actually quite thematic. Okay, so let's walk through what happened. He jumped up the rack with all, like, most of the people in this warehouse up on the racks, quivering in fear. He jumped up on the rack, stabbed 1. They all freaked out and just fell off the racks in fear, and clunk, 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 clunk as they fall to the ground, making him very happy and me very sad. Okay, well. Okay. Oh yes, let's reset our tableau here while we think about what we can do. Okay, well, there's a lot less victims after that. This guy still wants to be let in once the door unlocks. That's funny. Okay, end of panic phase. No one to panic. Upkeep to me. So, this is fun. He can attack me, but I can't currently attack him. Okay. No tears. No fears. Let's focus. Because I don't like being at the red line here. Oh man, when I can attack him, it's gonna be good. All right, let's go. 1 success, that's fine. Down to 5. Down to 5. Slow up on the rack. I don't want to be near him because if I do, he will just stab me for 3 damage. He's now at 3 damage, 3 movement right now. He is quick. Currently quick. And now, yeah, so the Bloodlust track has a... once you hit the top of it, it has a... there's not really a word for it, but like a final effect where every sequential Bloodlust effect after the last one, if I'm asleep, it will reset the deck. If I'm not asleep, I will go to sleep. So that's going to be happening soon if he manages to kill 2 more victims. That's what's kind of interesting, is if you can save them, enough of them, where he can't get Bloodlust. And the only way he can get Bloodlust, usually, is by killing victims. There are always exceptions, because there are so many different games. But generally speaking, if there are no victims on the board, he stops getting powerful. Which is a cool thing to manage. Okay. So, we want to save who's left. We don't want to be here when he stabs me because that's bad. And he's not moving when he triggers yet. So he'll just hang out up there for now. I think we want to sprint down here and save this person. That's what we're doing. Sprinting. Sprinting very yes. Let's not hurt ourselves. Let's walk well. Double discard, double discard. I'm okay with that. I'll discard short rest and walk, or a weak attack, sorry, for 1 success to move 2 spaces and lose a time. So down to 4. Goodbye. Hello. This way, please, sir. Or ma'am. Who knows? So I save a victim. I gain a health. As part of Jenette's ultimate ability. And that's one less person he can go stab. All right, we've resolved that. We have one card left, and that is a Hwak. No tears to spend. That's a weird thing to say. No tears to spend. It's like no tears to. I've got no tears left to cry. I feel like this guy's screwed. I don't know. I don't feel like this person's gonna live very long, and that will be double horror when they die. If I had those radios, I could have them. You know, if whatever. We're gonna be at 3 time to spend, and we're gonna get focus and walk next turn. Well, standing here is not gonna help. So let's walk and see how much we can walk, and then we'll think about where we're going. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Wow, walking is hard, you guys. Time to lose that health I just got back, because I don't want to just lose 2 time for nothing. Ouch! I stumble on a pipe or something. This warehouse is hard to get around in. I lost the health. I'll lose 2 time. Down to 2 time. Gross. All right. So planning. Didn't even get a tier for that. I'll get focus, walk, and sprint. We're mostly just in run mode right now. Reset planning. Focus, right. Okay. Killer phase. He attempts to stab someone in his spot. No one in his spot. Terror card. Slash her. Attempts to stab in his spot. No one there. Attempts to get to me and stab. That will happen. So he will hop down off the rack. I don't have any way to stop him from doing that. And he will, because I am the closest person. Yep. So he will hit me for 3. I lose 3 health, down to my last health. I now have an extra horror die, which is fun, but I'm down to 1 health. Then all victims that are not in a item spot panic. At least he won't fall to his death. There's 1 victim left. What does he do? Where does he go? Hopefully far away. He goes 6, so he'll just back away. Okay. Okay. Panic. No. Back to action. Boy, do I need to be out of this spot. Good thing I have sprint. I'm rolling 3 dice now, which doesn't feel. It feels good, but it's not as good as you like. All right, so let's sprint. Rolling 3 now. So I have 2, and I need to reset the rest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are you going to do, stab me? He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I haven't done 1 damage. I've not tried to do damage to him yet. I've been like setting this up to get the victims out, so once we start fighting, I can do damage to him. But he's been like needling me the whole time. All right, 3 dice plus 1 because of we're at our final health. 1 success, 1 tier, and a discard. No, I don't want to discard, so I'll take the first success, moving to 2 spaces, losing a time. Bye! I want to try and get this. I guess getting it here is better, so I don't want to try and climb up right now. Let's try and escort this person out here. I got a grip of cards coming. Let's walk. And I have the tier for time now. 3 dice again. Well, that's 4. Try that again. All right, let's walk. Let's do what humans do and walk. 1 success, 2 discards. We can't discard. We'll take the 1 success, which is 1 spot, which is fine. I will move to here. I will go to there and attempt, because he can move 3. So then the 1, 2. So he can't kill me if he's able to do his thing. 1, 2. Okay. That's great. I will focus. That's my last action. Oh, that cost me 1 time. Let's focus to try and push the horror back. The dream would be to get to green, and then we're rolling 4 dice while we're on 1 health. But that's unlikely. All right, focusing, please. 1 success, 1 tier, 1 discard. That's pretty great. Okay. So 1 success means that we go down to 4, down to 3 time. Okay. Planning-wise, let's spend a tier to go up to 4 time. Get a sprint for sure. Let's get our 0 costs for sure. We have two time left. I think. I think a guard is in order here. Just to prevent some incidental nonsense happening to me. Okay. Planning is over. We go to terror. All right. No one in his spot to attack. We will draw a terror card. There's a click here somewhere, but it's still not here. But you can't be here. You're dead. Do the following based on how many victims have died. 0, I fall asleep. 1 to 3, bloodlust. Oh God. 4 or more, 2 bloodlust. Okay, so remember me saying how generally bloodlust won't go up unless victims die? This is what we call hubris. This is what we call, whoops, why did I say that? 7 victims have died. So 2 bloodlust will go up. First bloodlust, click, click, up to 6 horror. Good thing I did that. Next bloodlust, he's at 4, move 4 damage. And look what he's going to do next. He's going to move and stab the closest person to him with 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's me. Okay, here he comes. Just like a lightning bolt behind me. He will attempt to stab me for 4 damage. Let me just go ahead and pull out guard. All right, if anyone wants to send out some good rolling vibes here, because I need 2 successes. I have some cards, so I could ditch these for the discards. So I'm not screwed, but I'm also not in a good spot. Hey, you know what? Thank you. Because you said that, here are 3 successes. You know what? We take that. 2 successes on guard, ignore all damage. No thank you, I say to him. And I discard guard. Whew, okay. All right. Things are happening. He's at max bloodlust. Well, not quite max. Well, he is at max. If he kills that last victim, I will fall asleep. Okay. All right. Panic. No one there. Back to action phase. Let's. So we're gonna try and short rest at the end of our turn, because if we fail, we end the turn. But we also, if we succeed, we'll lose our extra horror die. So, let's reset the dice. What will I think about this? So I think the goal is to sprint, get this last person out. That's 1, 2, 3. I do have a sprint and a walk. I feel like that's doable with 3 dice. Maybe we get him out, which will give us a health back. And then start setting up for being able to attack him once I fall asleep. When will I fall asleep? I can go to sleep. Oh right, yes, right, yes. I can go to sleep with short rest if I want to engage. I mean, he can already hurt me, so I think at that point I'll be ready to enter the boiler room and deal with him. But man, when he attacks for 4 in the boiler room, that's gonna really put a damper on my Christmas. Let's start by getting him out, this victim out. So we're gonna sprint. Sprinting. 1 success, 2 double discards. 1, 2, 3 would get me there. I think. I mean, there's nowhere I can go where he won't find me now. He's moving 4. He's just teleporting around the map at this point. And this is a very easy map for him to get around in. So I think we just take. We ditch the walk in. Well, we're going to be getting a health, so we might as well maybe get short rest so we can stab him. So we want to. The goal is to get retaliate this turn. We want to both hurt him, and not get killed. So we want to have enough time to retaliate. So, we're not going to be playing a lot of actions here. So, and we have 1 tier, so we get some time. Focuses. Okay. I'm going to ditch weak attack and short rest. Weak attack and walk. To get a second success. To move 3 for sprint. So, a 1, a 2, a 3. I take him with me. Cash him in. This guy's still waiting to be let in. Just imagine this guy here. He's pulled up in his truck. The door is locked. He's sitting in his truck, smoking a cigarette, waiting for the doors to open. Probably listening to the radio, and so he can't hear the screams of everyone dying inside. He's just listening to some country or something, just tapping his finger on the steering wheel, waiting to be let in. While I'm dodging this dream demon. All right, so 1 down to 5 from sprint. Gain our health back. We are now back down to 2 dice. But now we can afford retaliate. Let's do focus as our last thing. Worst case scenario, we go down to 3 and we spend a tier to go up to 4 for retaliate. So, yeah. 2 dice. Well, 1 success. That's the best result, is a tier and 1 success. Love to see it. All right, so down to 5 horror, down to 4 time. I can short rest. Yeah, because even if I fail, we need life right now, and I can time up for more. I can tier up for more time. Weird thing to say. Okay. Yeah. At least 1 success is all I'm looking for really here. We don't get it. So either I could spend these 2 tiers. No, that's fine. This was my contingency. No successes. We gain a heart. We gain a horror up to 6. We lose 1 time, and we end our turn. So I will spend 1 tier for 1 time. I'll get my no costs back. I will get retaliate back. He's hitting really hard right now, but I can when I retaliate, I can use my weapons. So that's nice. Okay. No one in his spot. He's still doing his attacking in his spot thing. We're down to a few terror cards. One of these is a click. Hey, it's a click. This guy can now be let in to be murdered. All right, got your stuff, guy. Oh, what the hell was happening in here? Why? What happened? This is not discarded because he's in. And we get a second event. Or a new event. It has been 0 days since... whenever a victim in a rack space panics to a normal space, it is killed. Okay, so yeah, they're not all great. So they will always fall off of the racks. This might not be relevant anymore, but that's really funny that they all now just fall to their death. And our last terror card is, okay, he's going to go ultimate here. Or go final. Blurred reality. Until the next terror phase, Oh, you and Dr. Fright may damage each other even if you are awake. Okay. So until the next terror phase. Okay, so we'll keep this out. Well, it's the last card. Yeah, they really want them to fall to their death. It's funny. It's also sad. I mean, we had 4 of them fall to their death in one movement, which was fun. Oh, also he's coming to attack me. Actually, hang on. Who's his closest? Okay, he's the closest person, victim or final girl. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think, by default, if it's not Grimroll, he'll go after the victim, but let's double check. Let's remind ourselves. If there's still... Alright, if there's a tie between who's closest, choose the group that has the most victims present. So he does prioritize victims. So we're safe for now, but we're about to fall asleep. 1, 2, 3. Murder, death, kill. This bumps up. I go to sleep. I hear the guy opening the garage door. Hey, here's your stuff, and I just pass out. I fall asleep. I don't think we're gonna need this event anymore, so we'll just put this up here. Because I think we're done with events. All right, so I am asleep. That's fine. Because I already had this to be able to attack him. Exactly. I've honestly done laps around the warehouse, so it kind of makes sense that I would be tired. But I have the sweet retaliate in my hand. I am asleep. We are still in the terror phase. I need to resolve one boiler room card at least, as we learn. If there's really no strategy here, I just pick one. Ed, I want you to pick up, down, left, or right. I want this to be on you. I'm putting my fate in your hands. Left. Excellent choice. So it's going to push that way. So I'm going to push right. Oh, he's there. What have you done to me? Why have you done this to me? Well, we have retaliate. So there's a chance we don't lose. Well, so, okay. I mean, there's a couple chances that we don't lose. If we retaliate successfully, he's swinging for 4. There are 3 different results here, and we'll see what happens. All right, so let's start off with retaliate. We're not dead for sure. We're maybe dead. You may have just killed me, but that's fine. That's the game. And we've been going for a little while, so this will be a good... All right, here we go. 2 dice. I can get time with my tears. That's better right now. We need... Well, it would be great to have 2 successes. We can ditch cards to make that happen. But even 1 success means we would only be taking 2 damage, and we could deal 3 back to him. Which means we wouldn't have to deal with that dark power, because we're about to have to do that again, potentially. Actually, we need 1 success. All right, let's do it just for fun, 1 by 1. Okay, we have at least 1 success. Happy to pitch these cards. Second roll. Oh, look at that! Just how we drew it up. Ignoring all damage from this attack. Done. Dealing 2, 3, 4 back to him. Go from here. This is done. And we'll keep this here because this is still in effect. 2 more off of him. We've actually hurt him. We're on our way. Okay. Retaliate is resolved. Oh, and these went back to the tableau after during planning. I mean, we're still up against the wall here, but it's not all hope is not lost. Oh, and these were pitched for retaliate. We're not doing anything on our turn because we have no cards. That's fine. Okay. So that's the terror phase. Things are going to get worse now because there's no victims anymore. We now are in upkeep phase. We reveal the finale if no terror cards are left, and no terror cards are left. So his finale is everyone must die. Yes. Kill 2 victims automatically. If none remain, you lose 4 health. Oh. Okay, well, we're about to see my final health. Yikes. If none remain... Well, I get Giga punished for not having any victims out. Okay. Alright, so I will lose 4 health, so I will lose the health that I have. That's true. This was always here. You had nothing to do with this, so this is on me for selecting this one randomly. Alright, so... we will now reveal my final health. If this has any health underneath it, I stop taking damage and we end the phase, which means I will make it to the next phase. If it is blank, I am dead, and we all go home. Here we go. All right, so I'm sitting here at the main entrance. I hear the trucker die. I pass out. He stabs me in my dreams, and I just think about the sound of all those victims falling off the racks, and it hurts me so much. I just die. I can hear their screams. I can hear them falling to the ground. And it's over. Okay. Well, Jenette didn't make it. I felt like we were that was the inflection point, was that multiple victim death from where they pushed, where we lost 4. I mean, he went up so many spots on the bloodless track, and it's, if we managed to live a little bit longer, he was only at 7 health. And we were having +2 on all of our attacks. I feel like we were set up well to finish him. But that everyone must die is punishing. So if I hadn't died, so when this card was built, remove Dr. Fright from the board and place him on this card. For the remainder of the game, he may be attacked from any space if you're asleep. Oh, so you're just like dueling him in the dreams now. So this is actually a very interesting finale card. I kind of wish it didn't. Also, I kind of wish it hadn't killed me. But it's interesting in that if you survive to that, he doesn't attack you except in your dreams. So then you're playing the boiler room game to dodge his attacks, which is a very cool mechanic because obviously the first draw is just a guess. But if you have enough guard, enough retaliate, you can maybe survive long enough where he's not attacking you normally. Like he. Wait, hang on a second. Okay. So that was a mistake. This is his killer action. This doesn't happen right now. So let's see here. Okay, let's roll this back because I want to see how this plays out. This does not happen right now. This is when he does his killer action. So I was at 3 health. I'm going to get a new final health because I know what that one is. It was all... Yeah, I saw visions of this. This is about to happen to me. Okay. Yes, I did not lose the health. I've refreshed. I've gotten a new final health thing, so I don't know what it is. Okay, so we do get to experience this. He's placed here. And yes, so now I'm trying to fight him in my sleep. This is going to be awkward, though, because I don't have any cards. Because I was pitching them, and I was in an awkward spot. So I'm going to be... I have 6 time, though, so I can buy guard. I can buy lots of guards and try and stop him from hurting me so much. The retaliate isn't available yet, so... All right, let's see it through. Let's see if we can somehow... recover this, because that was an upkeep that was revealed. Okay, back to me, my action phase. I have no actions. I have no cards. Planning phase, I buy all my 0 cost back. I buy... So I don't need to move any... So this is very cool. I don't need to move anymore because all I need to do is attack him in the dream. Because now I can attack him anywhere. So I need to buy... Like, if I do this right, if I can finish him... So I have 1 weak attack, which at the most will deal 3 damage. I could get a critical blow. And deal 5 damage. I mean, that's, Magic Christmas Land. But... Oh, to go greedy or not. So, he'll only... Right, so he will... During Terror Phase, he will do this, and I will lose 4 health. And then I might die again. So I might not even make it to the Boiler Room game. So I kind of need to go for the dunk right now. Which means buying an attack card. Like, buy a critical blow. It'll be 4 damage. This is like Magical Christmas Land. 3 damage with weak attack. Brings him to 4 health. Critical blow could finish him with 1 success if he doesn't have a thing. But then I make it to this phase. I take 4 damage, potentially die. If I don't die, then I have to deal with him attacking me in the Boiler Room potentially. Oh man. Yeah, I only have to draw 1. It's interesting. What would Vasquez do? I mean, she's a badass, right? She would... I feel like Vasquez would just go for the throat. She wouldn't play it safe. She has her bandana. She's she's got Hicks. Like, we are leaving. We are pumping pulse rifle rounds down the hallway. Yeah, that's what Vasquez would do. She would go for the throat. She would go for the kill. She wouldn't try and play it safe. Because odds are, like, look, there's a decent chance. I mean, this is meta information, but I already know that there's one that is blank. So, knowing I don't know what that is, so I think we go for the throat. Okay. Which means we buy Critical Blow. We have 1 tier, which means we can spend that on one more time to get us Close Call, to maybe make that better. Well, sorry, hang on. So okay. Actually, I'm right. So this is going to be happening to me right now. The 4 damage. I don't have a Retaliate. I think it's a Guard and a Furious Strike with a Close Call, because I can. This is going to happen to me regardless. I can't protect against... I don't think I can protect against losing... Yeah, losing 1 health is unpreventable. So, basically, I'm hoping that this has health for me. And if it does, the phase will end. Which means I don't have to deal with the Boiler Room. And then it's my turn. And then what? So maybe that is why I go for Critical Blow. Because... Guard won't help me if I survive through the killer phase. So okay, that's what we do. So we buy all that. Basically, we're hoping this has a heart underneath it. And I know we're like a little fidgety here because I already saw it and I would have lost otherwise. But we're just going with it. We're just going with it. It adds a little more excitement to it. Like I recognize that, but we're having fun, and it's you know, as Mr. Select was saying, it was all a dream. I thought this was blank. It could still be blank. If there's justice for me seeing it early, it'll be blank. If the entertainment gods want me to keep going, it'll have a heart. All right, so planning is over. Killer phase. This happens. No victims on the board. I lose 4 life. 1, 2. All right. Come on, heart. Let's see something exciting. 2 hearts. Okay. So now we get 1 and our final one. The phase is over. We don't have to deal with the boiler room. I have 1 shot because just to double check, just because we're on stream, just to double check, I'm pretty sure that when we hit final health, yes, yep, the phase immediately ends. Yep. Okay. So what will probably happen is I will do enough damage to kill him. He'll have more health, and I will die the way that I should have the first time. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're done with the killer phase because I died during it, but I got revived. No one's panicking. No one's upkeeping. Okay, here we go. It would have been kind of interesting if I only had the 1 heart, because then I would have had the extra dice, but that's just kind of being greedy. All right. We're in the end game now. We'll start with a weak attack, because we have lots of more cards to pitch for if it goes poorly. If we lose the 1 health, they'll give us more dice, so I don't know. All right. Weak attack. No tears. No fears. Let's go. 1 success, double discard. I'm okay losing a health. I'm like, this is not going to make the difference. This will give me a die. I deal 3 damage. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 is all right. Now I have 1 dice left, so I will get it out. And here is where things will get spicy. So if I do win this, I'm not going to unlock the card because I would have lost otherwise. But we're just going to see if this we're in exhibition time now. Like I lost the game for all intents and purposes when that happened, because that would have been what I showed. But we're just going to see again. This is a dream. What would have happened had I survived? Critical blow. And this is what we're all here to see. This die plus, we're going to be at 3 dice. This has been 1 tier dice will be kind of useful, for sure. So, wow, look at that. All right, so he has 4 health left. 1 success is enough to potentially kill him. If I don't kill him now, he will kill me in the killer phase. I will lose 4 health, and that will be it. So, and I do have the close call, so I can try and say this. Okay, 1 at a time. Here we go. Double discard. Let's just roll these, and then we'll think about what we're. I mean, it doesn't matter. I have 4 cards. I will drop 2 of them, except the close call. So that's 1 success. That's not a success. That's a tier. Okay, so I have 1 success. I could re-roll 1 of those dice. Doesn't matter, because critical blow with 1 success. I don't think it matters. I'm dealing 4 damage anyway, so that will be enough to kill him, or it won't. So here we go. Critical blow. Technically down to here now, and my turn will end, but my turn is going to end regardless. Dealing 4 damage, 1, 2, 3. He didn't have final health. He would have died in this dream. So, I mean, it's that goes to show how easy it would have been had my original thing, had this gone, like at the razor's edge of possibility here, with the power drill and the knife to take him out. But in reality, I lost because the final health was not there. So, that's how it could have happened. But how about this? But I think that was a great. I really enjoyed that playthrough. I mean, I lost, so we don't get to unlock Jenette this time, or her item this time, but we got to see what could have happened. I still like Dr. Fright, who's a season 1 villain or killer. Like, I love the boiler room thing. We didn't engage with it too much, but like when it mattered, it was interesting. I really like the tier horror combo variant that AJ suggested. I think I might use that going forward because it adds something else to kind of think about. And this has 2 sides. Time, rerolls, horror, reroll all dice. I wasn't saving my tiers very much. I was kind of skimming the first 2. Plus to horror rolls, time, movement. Your discards turn into stars. For the tiers, roll 6 dice. That's fun. And then just go ultimate for free. So, yeah, that's Dr. Fright at the Marrek Warehouse with Jenette in the ballroom. Any questions or anything anyone wants to talk about before we wrap up here? This has been a lot of fun. Someone is getting into Final Girl. What are the must-buys? So it's interesting. The core box, obviously, you have to have that. There are a few boxes which are more intro level. They don't really communicate this, and this is actually something that I've been talking or that I mentioned recently in their feedback that it might be interesting if there was a way that they could communicate which boxes are meant to be more for intro or new players, because there are a few that are a little more simple, at least. But they're still fun. They're very thematic, which is awesome. Like, there's game design is hard, and not every box is a home run in terms of mechanics, but they are all super flavorful. There's not been one box that I've been like, oh, I don't get the flavor at all. They all definitely evoke what they're trying to evoke, and they trying some things here and there. The starter place is here. I have them all right here, so. Let's see. Let me grab a few suggestions. So there's a few different ways to buy these as well. Obviously, they are going a bit more modular, though. Let's see here. It's a good season. Season 2. That's not too crazy. Let's say. Let's do these. So. The classic starting one is historically is like where it all started, which is Hans and Camp Happy Trails. That's from series 1. I believe I would have to look to see what's available. I believe they keep printing these. I don't think they stop printing them. Season 2, 2? This is 3. This is 3. 2. No, this is 2. Yeah, as I mentioned, the USS Conrad, where you're aboard a ship. You're fighting alien. This is where Jenette's from. Just to show, like, you're on a ship. There's escape pods. You can self-destruct the ship. It's a lot of fun. Very evocative of Alien. The one that actually just came out, I'd say, is very useful and fun for beginners. It's by the time at Buddyland, where you're in an 80s arcade and you're fighting against animatronic Chuck E. Cheese level things, and you're like, there's a ball pit and there's arcade machines that have tokens and stuff. I'd say that, and this just came out actually. I would say maybe go for the Buddy Land. It's brand new. Might be easier to find. I don't know how easy to find Happy Trails is right now. So, but they're all good. Like, you know, I have them all because I'm a completionist. But you can get away with having just a few, to be honest. If you're tight on money, they definitely go a long way. Even playing this, even if you had like 2 or 3, that's so many combinations between those. And as you saw, like the event deck, the item deck, they're all very highly variable. So even if you only have a couple, you can really have a good time with it. So anything else anyone wants to dig up before we call it? I always get these arranged oddly. Thank you so much for hanging out, Mr. Select. It was a lot of fun having you around. This is definitely more fun with someone around to chat with, obviously. There it is. And they I don't know if they have them. Yeah, I will definitely be doing this again. This is a lot of fun. One thing I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you can buy these separately. Again, you could just go to their store, see if they're out there. They have these, they're called vignettes, and they are basically there's no killer, but there is a thing that you have to deal with as the killer. There's a birds takeoff where you're fighting a bunch of angry crows. There's a zombie one where it's just a swarm of zombies and they have their own mechanics. And then there's a Final Destiny one that was in season 3 where you're like solving the puzzle of the order that these people die, in which they die, instead of there being a killer that you're chasing. And you can play those on any location. So they are a cool. I don't know if they have a SKU, so I guess maybe they are sold, but they were in the they did Kickstarters for each season, and there was like a big box you could buy, and I have been doing that since the beginning. I've been very happy with each of them. They do some very cool bonus content like these mats and the dice tray and all that kind of stuff. So but anyway, this goes with Buddy Land. Yeah, that's we'll call it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you, Mr. Select, for hanging out with me. Hope your family is doing well. Hope everyone's enjoying their new time and their new situation. And I think we'll call it there, unless anyone has anything else they want to ask or talk about or want to see. I have all the stuff here. I'm happy to bust any of it out. And reset this for. All right, I think we'll call it there. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll definitely do more of this. So if you're watching the VOD on this, I am going to post this to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this and want to see me play more of this, come subscribe or follow at the very least. All right, thank you. Have a good night.